So today's story time all takes place when I was 10 years old. Now, I enjoyed being 10 years old. From what I remember, it was a pretty awesome year, I was 10, so I was finally double digits in age. I was maturing, it felt like. I felt like I was, finding more interests that I would keep to this day. For example, like the music I listened to. I feel like before I was 10, I just listened to anything on the radio. But when I turned 10, I feel like I started to broaden my horizons a lot. I started listening to other music like punk rock and hip hop and just a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, yeah, you get it. 10 years old for me was a important age. Anyway, that year that I was 10, not a ton happened, but there was a few things in specific that happened that year that I do remember that were pretty interesting, and this one was definitely the most interesting thing. So today's story time all starts off as a normal day for me. I don't really remember all of this completely detailed, but I remember the gist of it. I woke up, I got out of bed, I went out into the kitchen, my mom was making breakfast, I sat down at the table and I had breakfast with her, and I can't lie, I was really enjoying life. It was the weekend, I didn't have school, I got to sleep in, and I was basically just looking forward to the day ahead of me. And while I'm eating breakfast with my mom, the house phone starts ringing. So I get up, I tell her not to worry, that I got it. I walk over to the house phone, I answer it. I'm like, hello, this is Austin. And none other than my best friend at the time was on the other line. Let's call him Wilson, okay? My best friend Wilson called up my house. He's like, hey man, what's up? I was like, hey Wilson, how you doing? He's like, I'm good, man. I was just calling you to let you know I'm going to the arcade in a couple hours, and I asked my mom if you can come, and she said yes. Do you want to come with us? Now, 10-year-old me was fucking stoked, because this arcade that we were going to was one of the best arcades in the whole damn city. Sadly, it's closed now. Rest in peace to its soul. But yeah, I was really stoked when my friend asked me this. And of course, I immediately turned around and I'm like, Mom, can I go to the arcade today? And she's like, yeah, of course. Who are you going with? I was like, I'm going with Wilson. And she goes, okay, cool. Can he pick you up or should I take you? I was like, let me ask him. So I'm like, Wilson, are you going to pick me up or should I get a ride? And he goes, oh no, we got you. And I was like, okay, awesome. Like, see you guys in a bit. And he's like, yeah, man, see you soon. And he hangs up. And I hang up as well. After this, I go on the computer for a little bit just to kill some time until Wilson gets to my house. And a couple hours later, Wilson shows up with his mom to pick me up and bring me to the arcade. So I walk outside, I get in the van with his mom and Wilson. And let me just give you guys a little bit of a backstory on Wilson's mom before I continue this story time. Wilson's mom was crazy. She would freak out about the littlest things, she was really strict, and basically you didn't want to get on her bad side, because when she would get pissed off, there was no stopping her. Just had to give you guys a little detail before I continue on with the story. Anyway, let's continue. So me, Wilson, and his mom get to the arcade. Me and Wilson practically run inside the doors because we were so excited to play on the machines. We get our tokens, we start playing on some machines, and we're just loving life, right? Nothing could go wrong, we're having a great time. And me and Wilson both get on this racing game. It was like one of those games where you sit in like a racing chair and have the steering wheel. And me and Wilson start racing each other on this game. And then all of a sudden, halfway through our race, these two kids walk up to us. And they're probably like a couple years older than me and Wilson were. And this one kid looks at me and goes, hey man, we want to play. I was like, okay, we'll be done in a second. And I'm trying to focus on my race while talking to him. And he grabs the steering wheel and stops me from playing and goes, I said we want to play. Now. And I was like, hey dude, I get it, but I'm in the middle of a race right now with my friend. Can you just wait your turn? And he goes, no, I wasn't asking. Get off. And then right after he says that, the other kid grabs Wilson's steering wheel and stops him from playing. And this kid, I shit you not, looks at Wilson and goes, get the fuck off my game. And I look at him and I'm like, dude, why are you acting like this? You're being ridiculous. And he turns around and gets all mad. He goes, was I fucking talking to you, dude? I was talking to your friend over here, your stupid fucking friend. I wasn't talking to you, so speak when you're spoken to. And when he said that, it pissed me off. Very, very, very bad. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, get the fuck off my game. But this dude said, speak when you're spoken to. Like I'm some sort of fucking pigeon. So I was like, okay, you want to play that game, buddy? Be my guest. Hop on the machine. Have your game. So him and his friend, these two evil kids, they get us out of the chairs and they sit down and they start playing this racing game. With our money, keep in mind, it was still our turn. Our tokens were still in the machine. But I had a plan. I wasn't about to let these two kids just walk all over us and take our money, basically. So what I did is while they were playing on that game, I jumped behind the machine and unplugged both machines, mid-game. And that pissed them off so bad. They jumped out of the chairs, they got up in my face, they pushed me into the wall a few times. They were very upset. And Wilson's mom sees this. And she runs over to us and breaks it up and goes, hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing to my son's friend? And And these kids are like, oh, well, he unplugged our game. And she goes, Austin, is this true? Did you unplug their game? I was like, no, we paid for the game, and then they stole it from us and forced us to get up, so I unplugged it to get back at them. And she goes, okay, look, Austin, Wilson, you guys go to the other side of the arcade, and you two boys stay over here. Don't talk to my kids. They won't talk to you, and we'll be okay, okay? And these douchebag kids were like, okay, whatever. And they turn around and they walk away. And right when they walk away, some random lady walks up to Wilson's mom and goes, excuse me, why were you talking to my boys? So immediately I realized this lady was those two douchebag kids' mother, and Wilson's mom goes, oh, well, your boys and my boys were having a little bit of a disagreement. I was just breaking them up. And this lady goes, well, if my boys were disagreeing with your boys, then your boys probably did something wrong. And Wilson's mom did not like that. She goes, excuse me? You weren't even here. And this lady goes, I don't need to be. I raised my sons right. I know how they are. They're not rude. That's when I raised my hand and I was like, actually, excuse me, miss, your kids are assholes. And this lady did not like that whatsoever. She goes, excuse me? Did you hear what he just said to me? This is my point exactly. Your kids are rude. If this is how they talk, they must have learned it from you. You're a shitty parent. And Wilson's mom did not like that one bit. She goes, first of all, you cunt. That kid that just called your kids an asshole isn't even my son. He's my son's friend. But second of all, he's fucking right. Because if they're anything like you, then yeah, they're assholes. So go fuck yourself. And I was just standing there like, oh shit, she's getting angry. And Wilson looks at me and goes, oh no, she woke up the beast. And I was like, oh fuck. And Wilson's mom proceeds to start causing a fucking scene, just cussing this lady out because she called her a shitty parent. And then this random lady starts swearing back at Wilson's mom, and they're just screaming at each other in the middle of this arcade, causing a huge scene. All these other parents and kids are watching. And then all of a sudden, this lady swings her purse at Wilson's mom's head. And Wilson's mom ducks down and dodges the purse and then jumps back up and starts swinging on her. And they fucking tackle each other to the ground and start fighting on the ground. Now, within like 20 seconds, security shows up out of nowhere and breaks them up and separates them. The entire time, we were just standing there watching this with the two kids that were assholes to us. They were just in shock as well as we were. And yeah, their moms got separated. They got put into different corners of the arcade and talked to by security. Then the police showed up because security called the police. And the police handcuffed both of them and took them out of the arcade and put them in cars. Like deadass, they arrested this mom and Wilson's mom and put them in the back of cop cars. Now luckily, because this lady swung first on Wilson's mom, it was self-defense. And that lady was the one that was in the wrong. So she actually ended up being the one that was in more trouble. But luckily for Wilson's mom and this lady, no one wanted charges. Like, they both just wanted to go home and not think about this ever again because it was so embarrassing for both of them. So yeah, Wilson's mom walked back in after the handcuffs got taken off. She told me and Wilson it was time to go. We followed her out to the minivan, got in the minivan, started driving away. As we were driving off, I looked out the window. I could see those two douchebag kids and the mother that was fighting Wilson's mom getting escorted out by the police. I'm assuming they were bringing that lady and her kids to her car and making sure that they left safely and didn't come back. And I remember driving out of that parking lot, and I asked Wilson's mom, I was like, hey, what'd the police say to you? And she goes, oh, that we can't come back ever again. I was like, wait, what? We got banned? Like, we can never go back there ever again? And she goes, oh, no, I'm sorry. Like, I got banned. Not you kids. You kids can go there with anybody else. Just not me. I can't take you anymore. And yeah, that's what happened. I had to go back every single time with somebody different. If I was with Wilson, my mom had to take us, or his dad, because Wilson's mom was forever banned from that arcade because she fought in there. And I mean, rightfully so. But so was that other lady. She got banned too. Wilson's mom told me. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much the end of today's story time. Moral of this story is, don't act like these moms did, because that was really ridiculous. And also, don't instigate. Me saying little snarky things while they were arguing was definitely not good either. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Bye guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.